Hi everyone, my name is Will Goodbourn. I'm here today to give you some stretches for your lower back muscles, which often get tight when sitting at your desk all day. This is obviously particularly the case when you're working from home during the pandemic, whereby your workstation might not be set up correctly. So the first exercise we're going to do is going to target the latissimus dorsi muscle, which is located in our back and joins into the lower back. And in order to stretch this, we're going to basically bring this arm and we're going to thread it over like so. And you should be able to feel, by doing that, the stretch in our right latissimus dorsi or lat dorsi. Okay, and for many of you that might be enough in terms of the stretch, so you might feel that quite nicely. However, if you do want to increase it even more and also target the tricep muscle, which is the back of the upper arm, then you can essentially bring your arm behind your body like so, and then, but instead of doing that on its own, then you're just going to lean over like so. Okay, and that should intensify the stretch a little bit. So for this exercise, we're going to hold for at least a minute, because often people don't stretch for long enough, so we want to target that flexibility as much as we can, so a minute plus is good. Once we've done that, obviously we're going to move over to the other side. So we're going to do exactly the same thing, although if you find that one side is tighter than the other, then obviously feel free to focus more on that side. Okay, so then we're going to come out of that. The next exercise we're going to do is what's called a spinal twist, which will target our erector spinae muscles and QL muscles in our lower back. This is particularly helpful if your chair's got an armrest, but obviously if not, you can still do it. So we're going to essentially bring this arm and we're going to hold on to this side of the chair and then put the other arm on the back of the chair like so. And you should feel that really starting to release off around your back. It does feel quite nice, it'll give us a bit more mobility in our back. And then again, I'll show you a progression. So if you want to increase that even more, so if we're stretching this side, then we're going to bring our right leg over our left and then do exactly the same thing, like so. If you are quite inflexible, it might be that you can only get round enough to put your hand on your opposite knee, and that's perfectly fine. However, obviously, if you can progress more, then do so. Then of course we're going to do the opposite side to stretch the other side. So we're just going to start off by moving round like so. And then of course, once we've held it for a little while, we can progress by bringing our left leg over our right and then doing exactly the same thing. And that should intensify the stretch just here. The next exercise we're going to do is what we call a forward fold. So I'm going to show you a seated version of this and also one that we can progress to on the floor as well. So essentially we're just going to engage our core as much as we can, so we're not just going to let ourselves go because that will be bad for our back, so we want to engage our core to support our spine as well. And we're just going to gently reach down and we're just going to get as far as we can. It'll be good if you can touch your toes, and even better if you can put the palms of your hands on the floor like so. So this will stretch the whole of the back really, but you should feel it in particular sort of lower down. Again, hold for around a minute plus. And then just be careful when coming out of this, just come up nice and slowly. Okay. And then the progression that we can do on the floor So if we spread our legs apart, this is also going to target the hamstring muscle as well, by the way, which we're going to cover in more detail in a subsequent video as well. But essentially what we're going to do, we're just going to do our forward fold, and we're going to try, if you can touch your foot, then that's good. Obviously I'm quite inflexible on this as well. But obviously just try and get down as far as you can. So these stretches should be uncomfortable but not painful, remember, so don't try and overstretch. That'll do more harm than good. And then if after a while of holding it you feel like you can go a little bit further, then just gradually move further along. And then of course it's important to do the other side as well, so we're going to do exactly the same thing just here. Again, if one side's tighter than the other, then just focus more on that side. So there are your exercises for today.